great leaders, simply what they do is they deflect credit and they accept all the blame when something goes wrong. And you don't see a lot of those leaders in relationships or in business.
Take our organization, whatever that organization may be, and make it an organism. We have to make this organization, your church, an organism. And by doing that, we have to push the responsibility and empower the people on the outside, in the trenches, on the front lines.
Jesse Palmer, who was a football player, was on The Bachelor. Somebody asked him why he went on national TV looking for love. And he said something I'll never forget. He said, "I get tired of waking up with a different girl, not knowing her name or where I am." And I said, man, where do they find these idiots? I was like, I'd never go on a show like this. And the next day I was telling one of my friends about it. He simply said, well, if you think you can do better, why don't you send your application in? And kind of that male pride thing he got to me, and I was like, well, maybe I will. And I sent it in never thinking that over the 10,000 applications that they go through, mine would actually make it through. And at first I told them I didn't want to be on the show. I didn't have anything in common with these other guys. And then there's an application where you put in sexual history. And you have to write down everybody you've ever slept with. Well, I hadn't slept with anybody, so I left it blank. And they brought it back and said, you must have missed a section. And I was like, no, I haven't slept with anybody. And at that point, the room just went dead silent. You would have thought that they had a serial killer in the room. In reality, I was just trying to live the life that God had set before us. And next thing I know, ABC called and said, hey, do you want to come on the show? I'm not perfect, but I'm forgiven. And through that, God's used that as a platform to share the naked truth about love. You know, some people argue, well, the Bible doesn't talk about dating. Well, it doesn't talk about automobiles either, and we all didn't walk to work this morning. Your relationship, your love, is not about you. It's not about you. Love may involve you, but it's not about you. And you have to start with your faith. You have to start by cultivating that and realizing your romantic relationship has to be built upon God's unconditional love. Even if you're not a believer, it just simply makes sense. The deepest level of physical intimacy should go with the deepest level of physical commitment. Guys always say, guys gotta have sex. Well, you know, I've never seen any abstinence-related deaths. No guys spontaneous combust before. It's never happened.